All right, here we are. We're live again. And today is going to be a very exciting live stream because I'm just going to shamelessly pander to TikTok and figure out what my next move is. We have had, and this is kind of sad to say because our engagement hasn't been that good, but we have finally kind of gotten over a hurdle that we were stuck in. We were stuck like getting 200, 300 views per video, and we finally got back over that hill, which is, like, so nice. Not that we do it all for the views and engagement, but frankly, we do. As the person in charge of the marketing right now, we do. No, it is nice. It makes me feel better about posting multiple times a day, eh, that people are seeing them and interacting, so that's always good. That being said, I will do anything to keep it going. I don't want to drop back to 200 views a video. I don't wanna be shadow banned anymore. And I don't know if it was shadow banning or if just the content was bad, and frankly, I'm open to either option. Um, but we cannot go back. So, um, I'm going to at some point watch TikToks, but first I'm going to trend forecast. And I don't know really where I got this from. And if I'm being completely honest, this is maybe this has more to do with me and my wants right now than it does our pursuits as a company. But Kesha just put out a song and it's a Spotify singles song. Oh, that actually may throw everything out the window. So Kesha put out a new Spotify singles song, which means I don't know if it's going to be available elsewhere on streaming. Therefore, I don't know if the push is going to be as big for marketing on TikTok. Like, I don't know if it's going to be everywhere the way that I was about to say. I bet it's going to blow up. What am I basing the fact that I think it's going to blow up off of? The fact that, like, she did the thumbnail is fantastic. She looks incredible. She's got the coolest red guitar ever. Her hair is like, I don't know, it's the coolest cover ever. Like, go look at it up. Go look at it up. I actually haven't been able to speak all day today either, so that's been difficult for me. Um, Anywho, it's a holiday song, and I am just going to choose to believe that it's going to be everywhere this holiday season. And so I'm going to go ahead and listen to it right now, live react. You're not going to listen to it because that's not how this works. But I'm going to listen to it. And I'm going to see if I can pick out what song or what part of the song I think is going to be everywhere. I'm starting it. I love Kesha. Pausing because I was foolish. It's a cover. Um Oh, I'm kind of embarrassed. Y'all, so I didn't realize off the top of my head, you hear Holiday Road. Do you be like, do you just once again cannot speak. Do you just naturally know, oh yeah, Holiday Road, that's a song. Um, what is it? Is it Beach Boys? Wait. No, so it's Lindsey Buckingham, but Lindsey Buckingham is from something. Yes? Hold on. Let's look it up. This is like the reverse of yesterday. I was explaining TikTok to my Gen X boss. Fleetwood Mac. Yes. Yes. Okay, Fleetwood Mac. So sorry. And you know what? I am better than that. I do know about Fleetwood Mac. I actually can't recover from this. I'm sorry, and it just happened live. Oh, that's actually not chill. That sucks so bad. I hate that I just did that to myself. But so, right, Holiday Road is originally Lindsey Buckingham's, right? Let me check. Or did he Yeah, wait, so was it originally a Fleetwood Mac song? Why am I just deep diving now? Anywho, I kind of also forgot, I think are the Spotify singles, their series is usually that they're covers, right? So I'm just, like, making myself look all different shades of stupid. Obviously, this isn't something I would expect anyone else to know, but, like, I don't know. These are things I care about. I care about Fleetwood Mac. I care about the Spotify singles series, and, it does irk me that I didn't just know it off the top of my head. Anywho, I don't actually think it's worth finishing the rest of the listen because I thought it was gonna be so cool, and I was like, "I'm gonna listen to it, and I'm gonna be able to forecast which part of the song is going to go viral, and it's going to be on TikTok." And if it's a song it's a cover, so that's not how it's gonna go at all. God, that was dumb, I'm sorry. I was gonna full send it. I was gonna, like, be silly and full send it, but I just don't have that kind of energy at this time of the day. So, it was just like a half-hearted freak out, and that was no fun, and it flopped, and that's fine. Earlier today, uh, actually, let's talk about it. So, it's like a joke online, like corporate lingo? Sorry, like 9 things just happened in my brain. I'm gonna unpack all of them for you. We have to start with I was going to tell a story of something that happened earlier today with one of my bosses. Except the story involves me saying, "Okay," I was, like, going to the bathroom. Like, I was, like, leaving our office to go to the bathroom, right? Except in my mind, I was like, "Ugh, I don't know, I feel like I need to sterilize that sentiment. I feel like I need to not say, 'Oh, I was just, like, going to take a bathroom break.'" I don't know why that is so, like, weird and embarrassing, feels like to admit on a live stream as a grown woman. But I was just going to the bathroom, right? Just actually entering the hallway in the office. I could have just said that. But before I got to that, I was like, "You know what? Maybe I'll call it a bio break," which is what so, that is corporate lingo that I have heard tossed around, in in the business landscape that we, interact with at work. Um And it's just, like, my least favorite thing ever, except I love it too. It's like one of those. I, like, love it in an ironic way. Um, so I was going to say, oh, I was, like, taking a bio break, but I was like, I'm gonna have to explain what that is to sane human beings because I don't think a lot of sane human beings know what a bio break is. But all of that came from just me like, I don't know, being too ashamed to be like to get and all of this too is coming from me feeling compelled to give more context than is necessary. And all of this has just been so I can tell a story, and the whole story is just that I felt dumb earlier. And what am I doing now but feeling dumb? So that's the perfect segue, really. I was I was entering the hallway to take a bio break when I passed my boss on his way back from a bio break. And we have auto lock doors at the office. And so rather than go about my merry way because we weren't in perfect sync, I was like, okay, obviously I'm just going to stand and hold the door open, right? Well, so it was like when you hold the door open for someone and they're like, there's a good amount of distance. So they feel the need to like jog, right? So it's like you're trying to do something nice for them or you feel obligated to. And then like now you're just making it awkward and it's actually a chore for them because they feel the need to like speed up the the pacing of their life to keep up with this new social obligation you've just given them. Yeah. So that was a vibe, except he didn't jog. He kept walking like normal, which made me feel good because I didn't wanna rush anyone, right? Um, but so then I'm standing there and naturally, like I say all the time, I have vamping in my blood. So I'm holding the door open and I just kind of really half-heartedly say, "Hi, MTV, and welcome to my crib." And, like, I don't know, it it flopped. He was very kind in his reception of it, but, like, it's just wasn't my best work at all. Um, and it was just one of those moments where it's like, well, now I have the whole walk down the hallway on the way to my bio break, just me, myself, and I to think about this. And also, like, the way our building is structured is such that it's, like, a whole bunch of floors and it's O-shaped, I guess. So there's, like, catwalks, except they're not catwalks because it's, like, a regular office building. But, like, I guess it's open. And it all there's this big hole in the middle, yeah? And it's, like, the lobby. So, the whole rest of the walk, I just sort of think about the fact that, like, it wasn't not loud enough for everyone to hear. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kinda like it flopped, and it wasn't just between me and my boss and my other coworker that was in the hallway, right? Like, down the hallway heard it flop. Like, kind of anyone on any floor in the whole rest of the building kind of just got to witness the mediocrity, and it's fine. It's just harsh, you know? And that's something so the vibe here, Driven Catalyst, is that we are a busy folk. And so we have people spread out across different places. And and so we may not act I don't see a lot of people in the office all the time necessarily. So that's why when I talk, I primarily just talk about my bosses. Because most of the time that's all who's around, right? There's some other people who I'm not gonna, like, bring them into this, you know what I mean? Like, this doesn't need to be but there's not a lot of people around, right? So, that's kind of a bummer sometimes. I'm like, "Man, I wish I was interacting with more people." Like, I love people, I'm a people person, but then it's moments like these that I'm like, "You know what? I don't think I could be trusted. I don't should we introduce more people?" You know, because everyone on every floor but then it's also like, I do have to ground myself and, like, kind of no one cares, no one noticed, no one was listening, and, my boss is going to watch this live stream, and he's gonna be like, "I literally probably couldn't even tell you that we had that interaction, like, I don't remember it," and also, like, maybe it was funny, I don't know. It wasn't, it was mid as hell. Can I say on live stream? I just did, I'm sorry. But yeah, it was mid. But yeah, that happened in my day. Really don't know why I told that story, and I don't know why I took even more important, don't know if why I took 10 minutes to tell it. Okay, I'm gonna watch TikToks now because I wanna get new ideas for new TikToks so that TikTok will not decide that they hate me so that we can keep up engagement. Sound good? This is actually kinda hard, though. I do this every time. Um, I can put an AirPod in. I'll put an AirPod in. Here's what I'll do. I'll put an AirPod in. There we go. Multi-source audio. What do you know about it? There we go. Okay. Ugh, okay. One of the trends right now is, like, the Succession audio, right? Like, is this the Succession theme? I wouldn't know, I don't watch Succession. Secession, whatever. You know the show. Um, but, like, the whole premise of the text in the trend is, like, frankly, it's a little raunchy, and, everyone's doing it, and so I feel obligated. It's not that raunchy, like, but kind of it is. Okay, I'll just say it. 'Cause should I just say it? Because we're all grown adults and I can just say it. When I log on to these live streams, I mark it as not for kids. Yeah. So the whole hold on. Let me, like, find a good example that is, like, probably the most, like, appropriate version of it. But it kind of doesn't matter. Like, the premise of the trend is, like, so it's a secession, like, orchestral theme playing. And then they write the idea behind the trend is that they say, "Okay, I'm gonna explain this thing to you." But for whatever reason, and maybe it has something to do with Secession, the show that I've already explained I don't watch. It starts with, "I lied, put your clothes back on." Right? So the premise is that vibe is shifting, but vibe is shifting from previous raunchy vibe. And all sorts of accounts, brand accounts included, are participating in this trend. But sometimes I'm like, and there's a lot of trends like this, and I do this too. I don't know, maybe I'm puritanical, but sometimes I see, like, I'm gonna get my thoughts together. Okay. Now that they're in order. Like sometimes audios will trend, right? And the audio will be like a rap song or whatever, and there's like an explicit part of the song, right? So those generally it's like we haven't had a whole lot of conversations about like what is appropriate or what is like allowed. Because generally like it's just not an issue because I am once again kind of puritanical about things. Um but, like, sometimes I see trends circulating and it's like, well, the point of the trend isn't necessarily anything to do with, like, the fact that the first several sentences of it are, like, a little raunchy, like, a little scandalous. I don't know. It's like you sell duffel bags in really impressive colorways to people that live in Brooklyn. That's generally your target audience. Like, that's the vibe. But But you're ju what does that have to do with this trend? But we all have to just participate in the trend because that's what's going on, you know? So, I made one to it yesterday, but even and I'm like the whole premise of the one I made is me making fun of the trend. Like, it starts with, like, POV, "You're on a marketing team this week," and then it's like, I wrote and it's all timed. There's comedic timing, which is important. Said, "I lied, keep your clothes on because how the heck am I supposed to participate in this trend? I am at work," in all caps. Hold on, I have to wait for the I am at work. This is a business account. I am literally wearing loafers right now. There's a spreadsheet somewhere that needs updating. I don't think it's, like, that funny, but it's in the drafts right now. So sometimes I make stuff like that, and I overthink a little bit whether or not it's funny and whether or not it's appropriate. But I rather overthink it than underthink it, you know? But that happens a lot, though. That happens a lot, and I think part of it too and I do run, like I think a lot about and this is hard. Let me talk about this. Um, Tuning your algorithm to match your target audience as a company and as a brand. And I think that this is all hearsay, this is all speculation, but I think that must be why a lot of a lot of companies are doing the "I am a marketing person running this account." Like, they're breaking the fourth wall, they're doing the authentic thing. I think we're doing that because we're realizing, to kind of use TikTok, like, and to get engagement, unless you're, like, paying for it for the most part, you have to play the game with the algorithm, and you have to interact with content, and then you get shown, like, what's trending and all that, and so you but, like, things trend in different niches, like, different sub-communities, so all the time, I've spent actually, this is interesting. Let me tell y'all. Wait, I'm about to hold on. I've never talked about this before because I never have had a platform to talk about it. And now we're live streaming and I'll tell you about it. Um, Part of this whole experience of running the brand account for Driven Catalyst started with me being like, okay, reasonably, I am a person that I like listening to indie music. I am a Swiftie. If a girl is making a outfit of the day video, I'm there, right? Like, I love consuming cutesy content like that. I'm on Book Talk, like, all sorts of different, um, like, I don't know, like, fun girly pop content. Girly pop, indie music, influencer, um, capsule wardrobe content, like, I'll stop because I'm sure I'm boring a lot of people. That is my forte, right? And I'm sure that's a lot of marketing girls' fortes. I generally believe we are all in the same boat. But if your company that you work for, that's not the vibe, that's not necessarily what you're producing. That kind of people like me, we're all welcome here, right? We're all probably going to find something we enjoy. We can like Hack Arcade, we can like Reflow, but generally, like, kind of this is like a gamer vibe, right? Like gaming and tech and, for reflow, it's like if you have family far away and you wanna send videos of your kids, like dad vibes. Yeah? Right. So, I was very astutely, if I do say so myself, and I don't know, I don't wanna flatter myself, but I think it was a good call. I was trying to tune my algorithm on the work account, to show us content like what we are. So, I was like, people who like Star Wars would probably like Driven Catalyst. People who like old arcade games would probably like Driven Catalyst. Like, so I'm trying to interact with all these different creators. You know who is such a great, like, accessible from all sides of pop culture and tech and human interest? Dan Povenmire, Hank Green. I'm, like, following all these great creators because 'cause I'm like, this is great, right? They, by the way, are totally, I think, unrelated and unaffiliated with what I'm actually getting at. But so I'm just trying to set the scene, like, I'm following different accounts that I think, um if we interact with their content, I think we are going to see more content like the content that I need to be creating and the trends that I need to plug into, right? So I'm trying and trying and trying to tune my algorithm. Mind you, when I first downloaded TikTok, I feel like it took like a day before TikTok was like, yeah, I'm going to show you 9, 9 million different people that look just like all the same things as you, are wearing the outfit you probably wore today already. Like, you know what I mean? Like, TikTok For You page, that was like such a vibe for a while. Everyone was like, when they said for you, they meant for you. Like, I have seen TikToks that, like, anywho, that's such a thing. I feel like, anywho, y'all get the vibes. So I'm trying to tune our algorithm. At some point, I tuned our algorithm so badly, so, so extremely badly that I got exposed to a corner of the internet that I don't think any of you know exists. Like, I could guess it existed, but I didn't know it existed on TikTok. And call me naive, but it was just like alarming. Like I started getting, I'll just say it. So I started getting memes, Star Wars memes, clips, right? That were romanticizing and glorifying Order 66. Well, sorry. I actually just took a step out of my body and like realized how nerdy that may have been. But like that's insane. Like, I started getting like and it wasn't just a one-time thing. I didn't just see one TikTok that was, like, romanticizing Order 66. Multiple. Like, multiple. Like, it became, like, a thing that made me realize it was a subgenre of fandom online. And similar stuff like that. And you know what? I did my civic duty and I reported that content because it's alarming. I don't know if it's against any rules or guidelines, but I think it should be. I think media is a gateway drug to like actual atrocities. And so, yeah, I went ahead and reported that. But yeah, that exists out there. And I never have talked about that because I don't know. I just never thought to. But yeah, that was like a really interesting part of starting our brand account and trying to tune our algorithm. And finally, like I kind of just gave up. I kept being shown weird content on the For You page. Like no tea or shade to anyone, but like kind of like it felt like the curation was sort of aimless. It felt like no matter what content I was interacting with, it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do to our brand For You page. Because ideally, right, um, I start seeing familiar faces. I start seeing gaming creators and movie fans and podcast listeners that love audio dramas and people reading action or sci-fi adventure books or you know what I mean? That's what I was pretty active in college on my own personal TikTok and I was like for a bit there interacting with, like, a lot of people that were listeners of indie music, and, like, there are people that I know and follow on my Twitter and Instagram, like, we moved off the platform, right? Because I found this, like, great digital community of people that loved the same things as me, and that is what I wanted to build and foster for our company and for gaming and for people that were nostalgic for the games that we kind of do a little spin-off of in Hack Arcade and like, I don't know, like software engineers or people that kids that want to grow up to be software engineers and like, you know, people that like their brain works this way, like people who know how to code. You know what I mean? Like I was like, "Oh my gosh, yes, I'm all for it. Like let's start interacting with these people. Let's start learning what is funny." You know, we have meetings that like I literally swear like people will make jokes in like a language that I don't understand because they are talking about code and, like, software engineering, right? And I've, like, kind of learned to read the room, and I'll, like, laugh along, and I hope so deeply all the time that they're not, like, clocking me. They're not like, "Hey, you didn't understand that, girl. Why are you laughing?" You know? But, like, I was like, "I'm all for this," right? Show me the creators making this content. Let me engage them. Let's interact. Let's build this digital community so that it's not just like I'm marketing, I'm marketing, I'm marketing. It's a relationship. It's a brand account and interaction, right? But then so finally, we had meetings and I was like, "Okay, we need to figure out because I thought I knew our target audience and I did what I could to create content for that target audience and the algorithm never brought back what I was hoping for and ultimately, I was like, I we need to throw everything we can against the wall. I need to find this community. We need to engage with them. We need to make smart content. It needs to be organic, and we need to figure out how to reach these people that are going to love this thing, right? But I need to know from your mouth what we are, what we do, what your hopes and dreams are. And I need to know it well because I'm going to assume that role. Like, I'm going to be that. I'm going to try and find people that are going to love that and interact with that and build this community so that we can organically grow, right? But I need kind of time and energy from the people that know that to help me build that. Um, and so we have kind of pivoted. And it has been good and fruitful, I think, and I think it's going to work. It's certainly helping build engagement, right? Um, and we have leaned more into this me being me online and doing what a lot of brands are doing, where we kind of spoof off the fact that, there's the people making the thing and then there's the people marketing the thing, and I'm the people marketing the thing. And kind of finding what's compelling about that dynamic. So that's what we have been doing. But it has been an interesting road to get to here. And yeah, there have been a lot of mishaps along the way. And that was certainly a big one. Me ending up on the side of TikTok where assume it's kids. And I don't know if that makes me feel better because it's like, oh, they're just sort of young and misguided, or worse because it's like, that's so scary. That's actually so devastating and scary. But I ended up on Anakin Skywalker is a beast, Order 66 glorification TikTok. So, if your kids are watching Star Wars all alone, the prequels specifically, check on them. Check on them and teach them about the importance of community and and finding love and friendship with people both like them and unlike them, because that's important. I should not be seeing Anakin Skywalker thirst traps with captions glorifying Order 66. That is so dystopian. Oh my god. Anywho, I think that's probably everything. I think I really covered everything. A through Z. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I am your driven catalyst, live streamer, and marketing girly. Signing off. It's Thursday. We did it. We made it to the end of the week. Tomorrow is Friday. The weather's beautiful here. I wore a scarf today and boots. And we're doing good. Okay. Bye. Have a good day.